Is God calling you to make changes in 2025? Perhaps you are going to be making teeny tiny changes to your everyday that will add up to something great, or maybe God is shouting at you to make big changes and take leaps of faith. I'm going to tell you 3 things I'm going to be asking myself and looking for in 2025 to see what God is calling me to do, and I know it will help you too. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel to get more encouraging Catholic content. If you are a woman, wife, mother, or otherwise, I think you will enjoy me sharing some reflections and some tips and tricks while I cook, do some homemaking things, do some crafty things, and just do my everyday thing with my family. You'll also want to like this video to tell other viewers just like you that they would get value from content like this if they're looking for some inspiration in their day. And lastly, of course, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Here I am making these pretzel sticks with chocolate, and I added a bunch of fun toppings. It felt really good because when I made these for my staff at various locations, they enjoyed them so much that when I appeared the next day, they were all gone. So that was a really good feeling. If you want to learn more about my thoughts on hospitality everywhere you go, I have other videos regarding that. And my little helper here, she helped with some of the pretzel dippers, as did my other children. I just didn't get some of that footage in. Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about the new year and how, if you're anything like me, which I'm sure you are, because if you are enjoying these videos, you're looking for answers. You want to know, what is God trying to tell you? What direction is God steering you? And maybe it is someplace totally unexpected, or maybe you've been praying and discerning for a long time, and this is your year. This is your year to become an entrepreneur. This is your year to go back to school. This is your year to, follow God's plan for you to become a wife and mother. Whatever the case may be, I know that there are 3 things in my past that I have noticed that God did or tried to show me or steer me, and I wanted to share those with you today. But before I do that, I also have to shamelessly plug that in January, I'm putting on a 3-day challenge called Style Like the Saints. We are going to go over tips and tricks for dressing better in the new year, dressing as a more godly woman, dressing better as Catholic women, which I know you probably didn't tie those 2 together before, and they are related. It is a way to strive for holiness. My link is in the description box below, so you'll want to check that out if you haven't already. Okay, the 3 things I'm looking for, the 3 things that I notice when I wonder if God is calling me to something greater, calling me to his plan. First, I ask myself if I am noticing a push. Am I being pushed to something? So it could be I am being pushed into a direction like homeschooling. Maybe I am noticing things that are not aligning with my values, where I feel like God is pushing me in a certain direction, because maybe I am being pushed away from something that is not good for me, not good for my family, not good for my spiritual life. So if something feels like a push, it's worth listening to. That is one of my big gut intuition things where I know if I'm praying for it, then if God is kind of jerking me a certain way, then I can't ignore it. So it might be really strong. The other thing I look for is, you might laugh because it feels similar, but let me explain. Are you feeling a pull towards something? What do I mean by that? Often when we use it in this context where we're not talking about someone literally pulling us like we're doing tug of war, maybe you are feeling a tug, like a pull toward a certain direction. So maybe you are not being shoved because you're over something. You're over something in your workplace, so you want to quit and try a new career. Maybe a pull is a curiosity. You're curious about something in your life. You've been seeing signs. You've been seeing little hints that you should go in a certain direction. So you feel a natural gravitational pull towards an idea and you want to explore it. It feels more like a whisper. So the first thing when God is pushing you into a certain direction, He is basically shouting at you. It's right here in your face. Here's the college acceptance letter. Here is the letter of reprimand from your boss, whatever the case may be. That is a definite, if you can't hear me now, then I don't know what to tell you. You really aren't listening or paying attention. A pull can be more subtle. So maybe God is trying to tell you something in a subtle way. You keep seeing certain numbers, or someone keeps bringing up a certain idea. Random people all over the place are telling you things like, you'd be a really great teacher and you've always wanted to teach. So a pull can be more slight, where you really have to be praying. You should be in front of the Blessed Sacrament and ask Jesus for big signs that this is really where He's calling you to be. And you are very confused and aren't sure if it's just emotion or if it really is something in your future. So that's my second thing. The third thing that I try to pay attention to is a pause. So we have a push, a pull, and a pause, which if you know me, you know I love alliteration. Sometimes God is telling me to pause, to hold, to pump the brakes. And by pause, sometimes it is a full stop. So is God asking you to slow down, be quiet, not take serious action? And that can be in anything in your life, in a relationship, with your work, with homeschool, with your homemaking. So look for those pauses and then literally take a pause. Take a deep breath, pray, take a nap, and then move forward. And I think this will be a good starting point for 2025 to see, what is God calling you to do this year? Is it going to be something small, or is it going to be something gigantic? Now, if you are looking to make some changes in your life that are fun, it could start with your wardrobe, which is why I really want you to join my 3-day challenge, Style Like the Saints. You may uncover more about yourself and your faith in something unexpected. And then stay tuned, because also coming in 2025, I will be launching my Mary and Elizabeth community. You'll want to connect with other women more closely in that. I promise you'll love it. Thank you, and God bless.